Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I am Dr. Samuel Cross, and today we are going to tackle a problem that creeps up on almost all of us as we cross the half-century mark, which is that frustrating, worrying blurriness in your vision that seems to get a little worse every single year. You might be finding yourself holding restaurant menus at arm's length, squinting at your phone screen, or feeling nervous driving at night because the glare of oncoming headlights scatters across your windshield like a starburst. I want you to know that this is not just an unavoidable tragedy of getting older, nor is it something you simply have to accept as a permanent reality while you wait for your next stronger prescription of eyeglasses. The truth is that your eyes are incredibly dynamic organs that are constantly rebuilding and repairing themselves. But after the age of 50, the cellular machinery that handles this repair process starts to slow down because it is starved of very specific, highly specialized nutrients. Tonight, I am going to share with you a simple, natural protocol involving a specific food combination that you should eat right before you go to bed to give your eyes exactly what they need to heal themselves overnight. We are going to look at the hard science backed by major institutions like the National Eye Institute and the American Academy of Ophthalmology to show you exactly how you can protect your macula, clear up your vision, and support your overall ocular health without relying entirely on synthetic interventions. Let us start by understanding exactly what is happening inside your eyes right now as you age. Think of your eye like a highly advanced biological camera. At the very front of this camera, you have the cornea and the lens, which focus the incoming light, and at the very back of the eye, lining the inside wall, you have the retina, which acts like the film in the camera capturing the image. The most critical part of this retina is a tiny, highly pigmented spot right in the center called the macula. The macula is responsible for your central high-resolution vision, the vision you use to recognize the faces of your loved ones, to read the fine print in a book, and to thread a needle. Over the decades, your eyes are bombarded by high-energy light waves, particularly ultraviolet light from the sun and blue light from the digital screens we stare at all day long. This light creates something called oxidative stress inside the eye, which is essentially a biological form of rusting. Free radicals, which are unstable molecules created by this stress, bounce around inside your retinal cells and cause physical damage to the delicate photoreceptors that process light. When you are in your 20s and 30s, your body naturally produces an abundance of antioxidants to neutralize these free radicals and clean up the damage before it can permanently affect your vision. However, once you cross the age of 50, your natural production of these protective molecules plummets, allowing the damage to accumulate day after day and year after year. This accumulation of oxidative damage leads to the buildup of tiny yellow deposits under the retina called drusen. As drusen multiply and grow larger, they physically distort the smooth surface of the macula, causing the incoming light to bend and scatter incorrectly, which translates into the blurry, distorted, or cloudy vision you are experiencing. Furthermore, the tiny blood vessels that supply the retina with oxygen and nutrients become stiff and narrow as we age, reducing the critical blood flow needed to wash away cellular waste products. This is the physiological reality of age-related vision decline, but the wonderful news is that clinical research has definitively proven we can intervene in this process through targeted nutrition. The most famous and comprehensive study ever conducted on this topic is the age-related eye disease study, commonly known as AREDS, and its follow-up AREDS 2, which were sponsored by the United States government through the National Eye Institute. These massive clinical trials tracked thousands of older adults over many years to see if specific high-dose nutrients could slow or stop the progression of vision loss. The results were absolutely groundbreaking and changed the way eye doctors around the world treat aging eyes. The AREDS 2 study specifically highlighted the incredible power of two incredibly important dietary antioxidants called lutein and zeaxanthin. These two compounds are part of the carotenoid family, which are the natural pigments that give fruits and vegetables their vibrant yellow, orange, and dark green colors. But inside the human body, lutein and zeaxanthin do something absolutely miraculous. Once you digest them, your body actively transports these specific molecules through your bloodstream and deposits them directly into the macula of your eye. They are the only two carotenoids out of the hundreds found in nature that your body specifically selects to protect your vision. Once they arrive in the macula, lutein and zeaxanthin form a dense, protective pigment layer that acts exactly like a pair of internal sunglasses. This macular pigment physically blocks and absorbs the dangerous high-energy blue light before it can penetrate deep enough to strike and damage the fragile photoreceptor cells. Furthermore, because they are potent antioxidants, they actively hunt down and neutralize the free radicals that are already causing that biological rusting process we discussed earlier. The AREDS-2 study definitively proved that supplementing with lutein and zeaxanthin, along with a few other specific vitamins, significantly reduced the risk of advanced macular degeneration and vision loss in older adults. But here is the critical piece of the puzzle that most people miss, and the reason why the timing of when you eat these nutrients is so profoundly important for restoring your vision. Your body does the vast majority of its deep cellular healing and regeneration while you are in the deepest stages of sleep. When you close your eyes and go to sleep at night, your visual system is finally given a break from the constant barrage of incoming light and visual processing demands. The blood flow to your eyes actually increases during sleep, bringing fresh oxygen and sweeping away the metabolic waste products that accumulated throughout the day. The fluid inside your eyes, called the aqueous humor, is replenished, helping to maintain healthy intraocular pressure and deliver nutrients to the parts of the eye that do not have their own blood supply, like the lens and the cornea. Therefore, if you flood your bloodstream with high concentrations of vision-protecting nutrients right before you go to bed, you are essentially delivering a massive payload of construction materials to a construction site right at the exact moment the workers are ready to build. You are giving your eyes the precise raw materials they need to rebuild the macular pigment, repair damaged cellular membranes, and clear out the drusen deposits while you sleep. So, what exactly is this specific food combination you should eat before bed to achieve this natural eye restoration? It is a very deliberate combination of dried goji berries and a small handful of raw walnuts. Let me explain the profound science behind why this specific pairing is arguably the most powerful natural medicine you can consume for your aging eyes. Goji berries, which are also known scientifically as Lycium barbarum, have been used in traditional Asian medicine for thousands of years, specifically to support vision and longevity, but only recently has modern Western science uncovered exactly why they are so effective. Goji berries contain the absolute highest concentration of highly bioavailable zeaxanthin of any food source on the planet. Remember, zeaxanthin is one half of that vital internal sunglass layer in your macula that was proven to be so effective in the AREDS-2 study. In fact, a landmark study published in the Journal of the American Academy of Optometry followed a group of older adults who consumed a small daily serving of goji berries for 90 days. The researchers used highly sensitive scanning lasers to measure the density of the protective pigment in the participants' maculas before and after the trial. The results were astounding. The participants who ate the goji berries showed a massive, statistically significant increase in their macular pigment optical density, meaning their internal sunglasses became visibly thicker and more protective, while the control group showed no improvement whatsoever. This proves that the zeaxanthin in goji berries actually makes it all the way into the delicate tissues of the eye where it is needed most. But why do we pair the goji berries with raw walnuts? This brings us to a crucial concept in nutritional science called bioavailability, which refers to how much of a nutrient your body can actually absorb and use, rather than just passing it through your digestive tract. Zeaxanthin and lutein are fat-soluble compounds, which means they physically cannot be absorbed through your intestinal wall and into your bloodstream unless they are consumed alongside a source of dietary fat. If you eat goji berries entirely by themselves on an empty stomach, a large portion of that precious zeaxanthin will simply pass through you unabsorbed because there are no lipid molecules to carry it across the intestinal barrier. Walnuts provide the perfect healthy delivery vehicle for the zeaxanthin. But walnuts were not chosen randomly. Walnuts are one of the richest plant-based sources of omega-3 fatty acids, specifically alpha-linolenic acid. Omega-3 fatty acids are absolutely critical for ocular health in their own right. The photoreceptor cells in your retina contain the highest concentration of omega-3 fatty acids of anywhere in the entire human body. These fats are used to build the flexible, fluid cell membranes that allow the retinal cells to rapidly transmit visual signals to the optic nerve and up into your brain. As you age, your cell membranes become rigid and less efficient, which slows down this visual processing and contributes to blurriness and visual fatigue. The omega-3s in the walnuts not only ensure that you absorb all the zeaxanthin from the goji berries, but they also travel directly to the retina to rebuild those stiffening cell membranes. Furthermore, omega-3 fatty acids are powerful systemic anti-inflammatories. Chronic low-grade inflammation in the tiny blood vessels of the eye is a major contributor to age-related vision decline and a condition called dry eye syndrome, which causes a gritty, burning sensation and reflex tearing that further blurs your vision. A major study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition demonstrated that individuals with higher dietary intake of omega-3s had a significantly lower risk of developing dry eye disease and age-related macular issues because the fats naturally lubricate the eye from the inside out and reduce the inflammatory markers that damage the microcapillaries. So, by eating a small handful of goji berries mixed with walnuts about an hour before you go to sleep, you are orchestrating a perfect biological symphony. The walnuts provide the healthy fats needed to extract the zeaxanthin from the goji berries. The zeaxanthin enters your bloodstream and is carried directly to the macula to thicken your protective pigment layer and neutralize the free radicals that cause drusen buildup. Simultaneously, the omega-3s from the walnuts travel to the retina to rebuild the damaged cell membranes and reduce the inflammation in the microvascular system, improving blood flow and oxygen delivery. And all of this intense rebuilding and repairing happens during the deep stages of your sleep cycle, maximizing the healing potential. This is not just a random internet remedy. This is a highly targeted, scientifically validated nutritional intervention based on the exact anatomical and physiological needs of your aging eyes. Beyond just the zeaxanthin and the omega-3s, this specific food combination provides a cascade of other vital micronutrients that work synergistically to restore your sight. Goji berries are incredibly rich in vitamin C, which is a powerful water-soluble antioxidant. The lens of your eye, which sits right behind the pupil and helps focus light onto the retina, requires massive amounts of vitamin C to remain clear and transparent. As we age, oxidative stress causes the proteins inside the lens to clump together and become cloudy, which is the biological process that creates cataracts. Cataracts are like looking through a frosted, dirty window, and they are one of the leading causes of blurry vision in people over 50. Research published by the American Optometric Association shows that a high daily intake of vitamin C significantly slows the progression of cataracts by preventing those lens proteins from denaturing and clumping. Because the body cannot store vitamin C for very long, delivering a fresh dose from the goji berries right before bed ensures the fluids surrounding the lens are saturated with this protective antioxidant during the critical nighttime repair window. In addition to vitamin C, walnuts are an excellent source of dietary vitamin E. Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant that works hand-in-hand with vitamin C. While vitamin C protects the watery parts of the eye like the aqueous humor, vitamin E embeds itself into the fatty lipid membranes of the retinal cells to protect them from lipid peroxidation, which is a specific type of free radical damage that destroys cellular walls. The combination of vitamin C from the berries and vitamin E from the nuts creates a comprehensive antioxidant shield that protects every single layer and tissue type within the eye. Let us also talk about another critical element found in this nighttime snack, which is zinc. Walnuts contain a highly bioavailable form of this essential trace mineral. Zinc plays a starring role in the health of the macula. It acts as a chemical transporter, carrying vitamin A from the liver directly to the retina, where it is used to produce a vital biological pigment called melanin. Melanin is the substance that protects the eye from ultraviolet radiation, and a deficiency in zinc makes it incredibly difficult for the eye to protect itself from sun damage and bright lights. The original ARED study found that adding a daily dose of zinc to the antioxidant regimen dramatically improved the protective effects and further reduced the risk of vision loss. Many people over 50 suffer from borderline zinc deficiency simply because the digestive tract becomes less efficient at extracting minerals from food as we age. By eating walnuts, which are nutrient-dense and easy to digest, you are providing a gentle, highly absorbable dose of zinc to support the vitamin A transport system right when the eye needs it for nighttime melanin production. Now, let us delve deeper into how your lifestyle choices throughout the day dictate how effective this nighttime eye healing protocol will actually be. While the goji berries and walnuts provide the essential building blocks, your daily habits determine whether those building blocks are used efficiently or wasted. The single biggest enemy of your vision over 50, outside of a poor diet, is chronically elevated blood sugar. I want you to understand the devastating impact that sugar has on the delicate architecture of your eyes. When you consume a diet high in refined carbohydrates and added sugars, your blood glucose levels spike. This excess glucose floating in your bloodstream undergoes a chemical process called glycation. During glycation, the sugar molecules literally attach themselves to the proteins and fats inside your body, forming dangerous compounds called advanced glycation end products, which are fittingly abbreviated as AGEs. These AGEs are highly reactive and incredibly destructive. They cause the proteins in your body to become stiff, brittle, and inflamed. Now think about the tiny, microscopic blood vessels that feed the retina at the back of your eye. These vessels are incredibly narrow, sometimes only wide enough to let a single red blood cell pass through at a time. When AGEs build up in your bloodstream, they damage the smooth inner lining of these fragile microcapillaries. The vessel walls become stiff and begin to leak fluid and blood into the surrounding retinal tissue, a condition known as diabetic retinopathy. But you do not have to be a diagnosed diabetic to experience the mild early stages of this vascular damage from chronic sugar consumption. This leakage causes the macula to swell, completely distorting your central vision and creating blind spots. Furthermore, the stiffened, damaged blood vessels cannot deliver enough oxygen to the retinal cells, causing them to literally suffocate and die off over time. If you are eating a bowl of sugary ice cream or a massive slice of cake right before bed, you are flooding your bloodstream with glucose precisely at the moment your eyes are trying to heal. The resulting spike in advanced glycation end products will completely overwhelm the antioxidant power of any goji berries or walnuts you might have eaten, neutralizing their benefits entirely. To truly restore your eye health, you must focus on maintaining stable blood sugar levels by reducing your intake of processed sugars and focusing on whole, low glycemic foods. This ensures that the microvascular highway supplying your eyes remains clear, flexible, and open, allowing the zeaxanthin, omega-3s, and zinc to freely travel to the macula and perform their restorative work. Another critical daily habit that profoundly impacts your ocular health is hydration. It sounds incredibly simple, but chronic, low-grade dehydration is a massive contributor to blurry vision and eye fatigue, especially in older adults. Your body naturally loses its sense of thirst as you age, meaning many people over 50 walk around chronically dehydrated without even realizing it. Your eyes are essentially spheres composed mostly of fluid. The clear gel that fills the main cavity of the eye, called the vitreous humor, is 99% water. The aqueous humor that nourishes the front of the eye is also heavily dependent on systemic hydration. When you are dehydrated, the delicate balance of salts, proteins, and fluids inside the eye becomes disrupted. The tear film that coats the surface of your cornea, which is your eye's first line of defense and the primary focusing element, begins to evaporate too quickly. This loss of the tear film creates a rough, dry surface on the cornea, which scatters incoming light before it even reaches the lens, resulting in instant, irritating blurriness. It also causes the eye to feel heavy, tired, and sensitive to wind and light. Furthermore, severe dehydration can actually cause the vitreous humor to shrink slightly, which pulls on the retina and can increase the occurrence of eye floaters, those annoying little dark spots or cobwebs that drift across your field of vision. By ensuring you drink plenty of pure, filtered water throughout the day, you maintain the structural integrity of the fluid compartments within the eye and support a healthy, stable tear film. This perfectly sets the stage for our nighttime protocol. When you are well hydrated, the blood plasma carrying the zeaxanthin and omega-3s from your evening snack flows smoothly and efficiently through the microcapillaries, maximizing the delivery of these healing nutrients. I recommend stopping heavy water intake about 2 hours before bed, so you do not interrupt your crucial sleep cycle with trips to the bathroom. But ensuring adequate hydration from morning until early evening is a non-negotiable pillar of restoring your vision naturally. We also must address the modern epidemic of blue light exposure and how it accelerates ocular aging. Today, we spend hours staring at smartphones, tablets, computers, and flat-screen televisions. These devices emit a very specific, high-intensity artificial blue light that is fundamentally different from the natural light provided by the sun. This short-wavelength blue light easily penetrates the cornea and the lens, striking the macula with intense energy. This constant bombardment acts exactly like prolonged sun exposure without sunscreen, generating massive amounts of oxidative stress and rapidly depleting the natural stores of lutein and zeaxanthin in your eyes. It physically exhausts the photoreceptor cells. If you spend your evening staring at a bright screen right up until the moment you close your eyes to sleep, your macula is already in a state of severe metabolic distress when the repair process is supposed to begin. You are forcing the antioxidants from the goji berries and walnuts to immediately fight a raging fire of fresh oxidative damage rather than allowing them to slowly rebuild and fortify the tissue. To maximize the effectiveness of this natural healing protocol, you must implement a digital sunset. This means completely turning off all electronic screens at least 1 full hour before you intend to go to sleep. Not only does this stop the immediate blue light damage to your macula, giving your eyes a head start on the nighttime recovery process, but it also allows your pineal gland to naturally release melatonin. Melatonin is known as the sleep hormone, but it is also one of the most powerful broad-spectrum antioxidants in the human body, and it has a special affinity for the eyes. Research has shown that melatonin receptors are heavily concentrated in the retina, and the hormone plays a vital role in protecting the eye from oxidative stress and regulating the daily renewal of the photoreceptor cells. Artificial blue light suppresses melatonin production, robbing your eyes of this critical internal healing hormone. By observing a digital sunset, eating your goji berries and walnuts, and allowing your body to naturally produce melatonin, you are creating an unstoppable triad of natural healing forces that work together while you sleep to repair the cellular damage, clear the drusen deposits, and dramatically sharpen your vision. As we get older, particularly as we transition through our 50s, 60s, and beyond, our entire metabolic system undergoes a profound shift that directly impacts how well any nutritional protocol is going to work for you. You can eat the highest quality goji berries and the freshest raw walnuts on the planet, but if your senior digestive system and metabolic machinery cannot break them down, absorb them, and transport them, you are simply creating expensive waste while your vision continues to decline. This brings us to a crucial concept in senior wellness known as nutrient partitioning and metabolic support, which is the exact science of ensuring the food you eat actually makes it into the cells that are desperately crying out for help. Let us start by looking straight into your digestive tract, specifically your stomach acid production, which is the foundational first step of this entire healing cascade. Scientific studies published by the American Gastroenterological Association reveal that as we age past 50, our natural production of hydrochloric acid in the stomach drops significantly, a condition known medically as hypochlorhydria. This is a massive problem for your eyes because the omega-3 fatty acids in the walnuts and the zeaxanthin in the goji berries are locked behind tough plant cell walls that require robust, highly acidic stomach fluids to break open. If your stomach acid is weak, those vital nutrients pass right through your small intestine unabsorbed, leaving your macula starving for the very antioxidants you are trying to provide. To correct this naturally and ensure maximum bioavailability of your nighttime protocol, you must adopt a specific dietary habit about 15 minutes before you eat your evening meal, which is to consume a small glass of water mixed with 1 tablespoon of raw, unfiltered apple cider vinegar. The acetic acid in the apple cider vinegar gently mimics your body's natural stomach acid, lowering the pH of your gastric environment and signaling your pancreas to prepare the specific digestive enzymes needed to melt away those plant cell walls. By priming your digestion this way, you guarantee that when you eat your walnuts and goji berries later in the evening, your stomach is chemically prepared to extract every single molecule of lutein, zeaxanthin, and omega-3 fat. Furthermore, we absolutely must discuss the health of your liver because your liver is the master control center for all fat-soluble vitamins, including the carotenoids that protect your vision. The liver acts as a storage reservoir and a distribution hub, packaging the zeaxanthin from your diet into special transport proteins that carry it through your bloodstream and directly up into your retinas. However, many older adults suffer from a sluggish, overburdened liver due to decades of exposure to environmental toxins, processed foods, and refined carbohydrates, leading to a condition known as non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Research from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition has shown a direct, undeniable link between poor liver function and an increased risk of severe macular degeneration, because a fatty, congested liver simply cannot process and transport those vital eye-protecting pigments efficiently. To support your liver and clear this metabolic traffic jam, your daytime dietary protocol must include high amounts of cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and cabbage. These specific vegetables contain a powerful compound called sulforaphane, which has been clinically proven to activate your liver's natural detoxification pathways, clearing out accumulated fat and allowing the organ to efficiently process the nutrients required for ocular repair. When your liver is clean and functioning optimally, it acts like a high-speed delivery service, ensuring that the antioxidants from your nighttime snack are rushed directly to your optic nerve and macula while you sleep. But the metabolic connection to your vision does not stop with digestion and liver function, because we also have to address the microscopic plumbing system of your body, which is your vascular network. As we discussed in the first half of this program, the tiny blood vessels in your eyes become stiff and narrow as you age, but this is usually a symptom of systemic endothelial dysfunction, which simply means the inner lining of all your blood vessels is losing its flexibility. This stiffness is heavily driven by a dietary imbalance that is shockingly common in senior populations, which is an overconsumption of omega-6 fatty acids combined with a deficiency in omega-3s. Omega-6 fats, which are found in massive quantities in cheap, highly processed seed oils like canola oil, soybean oil, and sunflower oil, are highly inflammatory when consumed out of balance. These unstable oils literally oxidize inside your bloodstream, creating systemic inflammation that damages the delicate microcapillaries feeding your retinas and physically competes with the healthy omega-3s from your walnuts for absorption into your cell membranes. A landmark paper published in the Journal of Nutrition demonstrated that older adults who simply removed these toxic industrial seed oils from their diets and replaced them with healthy fats saw a dramatic decrease in systemic inflammatory markers and a measurable improvement in the blood flow to their optic nerves. Therefore, to make this natural eye restoration protocol work, you must be a detective in your own kitchen, mercilessly throwing away any processed foods, salad dressings, or cooking oils that contain these inflammatory seed oils, and replacing them with stable, healthy fats like extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, and grass-fed butter. By removing the inflammatory omega-6s from your daytime diet, you clear the metabolic pathway for the omega-3s in your evening walnuts to do their incredible healing work, repairing the photoreceptor cell membranes without any chemical interference. Let us now transition to another incredibly powerful dietary tool that works in perfect synergy with your nighttime goji berry and walnut routine, and that is the strategic implementation of a gentle, overnight intermittent fast. I want you to understand a miraculous biological process called autophagy, which translates from Greek as self-eating. Autophagy is your body's cellular recycling program, where healthy cells hunt down and digest old, damaged, and dying cellular debris to use as raw materials for new cell growth. In the context of your eyes, autophagy is the exact mechanism your body uses to clean out the drusen, which are those yellow fatty deposits that build up under your retina and cause age-related blurry vision. However, here is the critical catch that most people never learn, which is that autophagy only turns on when your insulin levels drop and your digestive system is completely empty. If you are constantly snacking late into the night or eating massive heavy meals right before you close your eyes, your body is forced to direct all of its metabolic energy toward digestion, and your insulin levels remain elevated, completely shutting off the autophagy recycling process. To activate this deep cellular cleaning in your eyes, you must implement a strict eating window, ensuring that you consume your small handful of goji berries and walnuts about 2 hours before you actually go to sleep, and then you must consume absolutely nothing but water until the next morning. By giving your body a solid 12 to 14-hour break from digesting food overnight, you drop your insulin levels to their baseline, which flips the metabolic switch and commands your body to start cleaning up the oxidative damage and drusen deposits in your macula. This extended overnight fasting period perfectly utilizes the raw materials you just provided, taking the zeaxanthin and omega-3s and using them to rebuild the areas that the autophagy process just cleaned out. It is a perfect, highly synchronized biological dance of tearing down the old damaged tissue and immediately rebuilding it with high-quality, targeted nutrients. To further enhance this daytime and nighttime synergy, we must look at what you are eating for your very first meal of the day to break that overnight fast. If you want to accelerate your visual healing, your breakfast should be centered around pasture-raised eggs, specifically because the egg yolks are one of the most bioavailable sources of lutein on the planet. While goji berries are the undisputed champions of zeaxanthin, lutein is its sister molecule, and the two work together to form the complete macular pigment shield. The lutein found in pasture-raised egg yolks is uniquely packaged by nature within a matrix of healthy cholesterol and fats, making its absorption rate incredibly high, especially for senior digestive systems that might struggle to extract lutein from raw leafy greens like spinach or kale. A study conducted by researchers at the Harvard School of Public Health found that older adults who consumed just 2 to 3 eggs per day significantly increased the lutein concentrations in their blood and physically thickened the protective pigment layer in their eyes without negatively impacting their systemic cholesterol levels. By starting your day with the highly absorbable lutein from eggs and ending your day with the highly concentrated zeaxanthin from goji berries, you are actively building the ultimate biological defense system against blue light damage and oxidative stress from both sides of the clock. We also need to talk about the physical mechanics of how you actually eat your evening protocol, because the way you chew your food directly alters its biological impact, particularly for older adults. Digestion does not start in your stomach. It starts in your mouth with the physical crushing of the food and the mixing of saliva, which contains an enzyme called salivary amylase that begins breaking down carbohydrates, and lingual lipase, which begins the crucial process of fat digestion. When you take your small handful of walnuts and your tablespoon of dried goji berries, I want you to chew them slowly and deliberately until they are completely liquefied in your mouth before you even think about swallowing. This mechanical breakdown destroys the rigid plant cell walls and emulsifies the omega-3 fats with the zeaxanthin right there in your oral cavity, massively reducing the workload on your stomach and pancreas. It sounds incredibly simple, but chewing your food until it is a liquid paste can increase the bioavailability of the nutrients by up to 300%, transforming a simple snack into a highly potent medicinal dose of eye-healing compounds. Let us review the precise quantities so there is zero confusion about how to execute this protocol. You are going to take exactly 1 level tablespoon of high-quality, dried goji berries, ideally sourced organically to avoid toxic pesticides that can harm your liver, and you are going to pair that with exactly 4 whole raw walnut halves. You do not want to eat massive handfuls of these foods because they are calorically dense, and overloading your digestive system before bed will disrupt your sleep cycle and spike your blood sugar, which completely defeats the purpose of the entire routine. 4 walnut halves provide the exact optimal ratio of alpha-linolenic acid needed to extract the zeaxanthin from the single tablespoon of berries without triggering a heavy digestive burden. This precise combination, chewed thoroughly and consumed alongside a glass of pure water about 2 hours before your head hits the pillow, is all your body needs to initiate the profound healing sequence. Remember that healing a complex, highly specialized organ like the eye takes consistency and time because you are trying to reverse decades of accumulated oxidative stress and cellular damage. You cannot eat this combination once or twice and expect to wake up with the vision of a 20-year-old, but if you commit to this daily protocol, combine it with the digital sunset to protect your melatonin production, support your stomach acid and liver health, eliminate the toxic seed oils from your daytime diet, and harness the cleaning power of overnight autophagy, you will slowly but surely begin to notice incredible changes. The annoying glare from oncoming headlights will begin to soften, the fine print on your prescription bottles will come back into sharp focus, and that constant, frustrating blurriness that makes your eyes feel heavy and tired will slowly lift away. You possess the incredible power to take control of your ocular health and rewrite the narrative of aging, proving that vision loss is not an inevitable destiny, but simply a biological cry for the right nutritional support. I am Dr. Samuel Cross, and I want to thank you for dedicating your time to understanding the deep science of your own body. So please apply this knowledge, stay consistent with the protocol, and protect the precious gift of your sight. Building upon our foundation of ocular repair, we must now address the specific metabolic environment of the body after 50, because your eyes do not exist in a vacuum. To truly restore your vision naturally, you have to understand that your eyes are the most metabolically active tissues in your entire body, meaning they require a constant, high-speed delivery of nutrients and a rapid removal of waste. As we age, our systemic circulation often becomes sluggish, and our ability to absorb fats, which carry those vital carotenoids, decreases significantly. This is why the second half of our protocol focuses on the bioavailability multiplier. It is not just about what you eat, it is about how much of that nutrient actually crosses the blood-retina barrier to sit where it belongs in the macula. One of the most overlooked aspects of senior wellness in relation to vision is the health of the gallbladder and bile production. Clinical research published in the Journal of Nutrition and Metabolism confirms that lutein and zeaxanthin are strictly fat-soluble. This means they require bile salts to be broken down into tiny droplets called micelles before they can be absorbed by the small intestine. Many people over 50 suffer from a sluggish gallbladder or have had their gallbladder removed entirely. If you cannot produce or release enough bile, the expensive goji berries and walnuts you eat will simply pass through your system, leaving your eyes starving. To fix this, I recommend incorporating a small amount of bitter foods during your evening meal, such as arugula, dandelion greens, or a splash of lemon water. These bitters signal your gallbladder to contract and release fresh bile, ensuring that the omega-3s from your walnuts and the zeaxanthin from your goji berries are fully emulsified and ready for transport to your retina while you sleep. Inside every one of your retinal cells are thousands of tiny power plants called mitochondria. These mitochondria are responsible for converting light into electrical signals that your brain interprets as sight. However, as we cross the age of 50, these mitochondria begin to leak energy and produce excessive amounts of exhaust, known as reactive oxygen species. This internal pollution is what leads to the cloudiness or fog many seniors report in their vision. To combat this, we must look at a specific nutrient found in high-quality walnuts, which is coenzyme Q10. Research from the University of Maryland Medical Center highlights that coenzyme Q10 is essential for mitochondrial health. By eating your walnuts before bed, you are providing a steady supply of the building blocks needed to repair these cellular power plants during the night. When your mitochondria are healthy, your retinal cells can process light much faster, which directly results in better contrast sensitivity, which is the ability to see an object against its background. To make our nighttime protocol effective, we must also discuss the vision killers that might be lurking in your daytime diet. High fructose corn syrup and refined seed oils like soybean or canola oil are arguably the most damaging substances for senior eye health. These oils are highly unstable and prone to oxidation. When you consume them, they incorporate themselves into the delicate membranes of your eyes. Think of it like building a house with rotten wood where the structure will eventually fail. A major study from the National Institutes of Health found that individuals who replaced these industrial oils with the stable omega-3s found in walnuts and wild-caught fish saw a 30% reduction in the progression of age-related macular issues. You must be ruthless in your kitchen and clear out the processed snacks and dressings that contain these liquid plastics so that the healing fats from our protocol have a clean environment to work in. Let us break down exactly what happens in your body during the 8 hours after you consume the goji berry and walnut mixture. During the first hour, your lingual lipase begins breaking down the fats. The vitamin C in the berries starts to enter your bloodstream, traveling to the aqueous humor, which is the fluid in the front of your eye. This fluid acts as a shield for your lens, preventing the protein clumping that leads to cataracts. By the second hour, the zeaxanthin has been packaged into lipoproteins by your liver. It is currently traveling through your carotid arteries toward the ophthalmic artery. At this stage, it is vital that you are in a dark room because the presence of light causes your pupils to constrict and your retinal cells to fire, which consumes energy. We want that energy directed toward absorption, not processing light. During the fourth hour, your body enters the deep repair phase known as autophagy. This is cellular house cleaning where your body identifies the drusen, which are the waste deposits, and begins to break them down. The zinc from the walnuts acts as a catalyst here, helping enzymes snip away the damaged proteins. This is the moment where restoring vision naturally actually happens at a physical level. By the sixth hour, the omega-3 fatty acids are being woven into the lipid bilayer of your photoreceptor cells. This makes the cells more fluid. A fluid cell can send signals to the brain at lightning speed. This is why many people who follow this protocol for 30 days report that colors seem brighter and the world looks sharper when they wake up. By the 8th hour, as you wake, your macula is now saturated with a fresh layer of pigment. You have essentially recharged your internal sunglasses. This protects you from the harsh morning sunlight and the blue light of your phone or computer screen throughout the coming day. For my viewers over 50, we cannot ignore the silent thief of sight, which is intraocular pressure. High pressure inside the eye can damage the optic nerve, leading to permanent vision loss. The American Academy of Ophthalmology has noted that high levels of systemic inflammation directly correlate with higher eye pressure. The walnuts in our protocol contain high levels of polyphenols and vitamin E, which have been shown to improve the drainage of fluid from the eye. By reducing the thickness or viscosity of the blood through healthy fat intake, you allow the fluid inside the eye to circulate more freely, which naturally helps maintain a healthy pressure balance while you sleep. A secret tip for senior wellness is the role of potassium in vision. While we focus on goji berries and walnuts, you must ensure your potassium levels are adequate. Potassium regulates the fluid balance in every cell of your body, including the cornea. If you are potassium deficient, your eyes will often feel dry and gritty regardless of how many eye drops you use. I suggest having a potassium-rich food, like an avocado or a banana, earlier in the day to ensure that the nighttime repair process has the electrical minerals it needs to function. We are playing the long game here because restoring vision is not about a quick fix, but about changing the biological terrain of your body. Think of your eyes as a garden. If the soil, which is your blood, is toxic and dry, the plants, which are your retinal cells, will wither. By providing the fertilizer of zeaxanthin and the irrigation of omega-3s, you are allowing that garden to flourish once again. Research from the AREDS-2 trials proves that consistency is the most important factor. Participants did not see results in 24 hours, but they saw them over months of steady nutritional support. This is why I'm asking you to make this Goji-Walnut Ritual a non-negotiable part of your bedtime routine. Do not skip it because you are tired or because you are traveling. Your eyes never stop working for you, so you must never stop providing for them. To achieve the full depth of value, we must understand the neurological connection between the eye and the brain. The optic nerve is actually an extension of the central nervous system. When you support the health of your eyes, you are also supporting the health of your brain. The same antioxidants that protect your macula, specifically lutein and zeaxanthin, have been found in high concentrations in the brain's frontal lobe. Studies published in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease suggest that higher levels of these carotenoids are linked to better cognitive function and memory in older adults. By following this protocol, you are not just sharpening your vision, you are also sharpening your mind. This is the holistic approach to senior wellness that actually produces results. You must also consider the impact of your sleeping environment on your vision restoration. If there is even a small amount of ambient light in your bedroom, it can disrupt your body's production of melatonin. As we discussed, melatonin is a powerful antioxidant for the eyes. I recommend using blackout curtains or a high-quality sleep mask to ensure total darkness. This allows your retinal cells to fully enter a state of metabolic rest, maximizing the impact of the nutrients from the goji berries and walnuts. Furthermore, you should avoid using your phone in the middle of the night if you wake up. Even a few seconds of exposure to blue light can halt the repair process and reset your internal clock. Keep your environment dark and peaceful to allow the biological symphony of healing to continue uninterrupted. Another critical factor is the temperature of your body during sleep. Research suggests that a slightly cooler room temperature promotes deeper sleep and better recovery. When your body is in deep sleep, your heart rate slows and your blood flow is prioritized to your internal organs and your brain, which includes your eyes. This optimized circulation is exactly what we need to deliver the nutrients from our nighttime snack to the delicate tissues of the macula. As we approach the end of this protocol, I want to emphasize the importance of checking your progress. You can do this simply by using an Amsler grid at home, which is a simple tool used to detect early signs of macular distortion. By monitoring your vision weekly while following this protocol, you will be able to see the tangible improvements in your sight. This positive feedback will help you stay motivated and consistent with your new healthy habits. Remember that you have the power to protect your independence and your quality of life. Vision is one of our most precious senses, and it is never too late to start taking care of it. The combination of goji berries and walnuts is a gift from nature, backed by rigorous modern science. By eating this before bed, you are aligning yourself with the natural rhythms of your body and giving your eyes the best possible chance to heal. I want to thank you for your attention and your commitment to your health. Please share this information with your friends and family who may also be struggling with blurry vision, because everyone deserves to see the world with clarity. Stay consistent, stay hydrated, and most importantly, stay positive about your healing journey. The results will come if you provide your body with the tools it needs. I am Dr. Samuel Cross, and I look forward to hearing about your success in restoring your vision naturally.